Boys and girls, happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing awesome. Today is March 23rd, and I just can't believe that we're flying through March so fast. Today, we're going to go ahead and be talking about our technical, scientific, and historical text. And today, we are going to be talking more specifically about scientific text. So, we've been doing this for the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, actually, and we've talked about blizzards, we've talked about giraffes, we've talked about all kinds of animals. And today we are going to be, let me close this window a little bit. We are going to be talking about the migration of the loggerhead turtles. But before we do that, we are going to talk about a few vocabulary words just to catch ourselves back up. So here's some vocabulary that we're going to be talking about. So first is context clues. So with context clues, we look at the nearby words that give clues to an unfamiliar word's meaning. So sometimes when I'm reading a book or reading anything, I come across a word where I have no idea what that word means. So I have to use my context clues to look all the way around that word to figure out what it's going to mean. I have to look at the context. Next is sequence. Sequence is the order in which events occur. First, second, next, last. We also call it chronological order. I like to bring up the Twilight movies. If you've ever seen the Twilight movies, you have to watch them from the first movie, Twilight, and then Breaking Dawn, and then I don't know all the names of them, but you have to watch them in order to understand. You're not going to go and watch the last movie because you're going to be like, whoa, what's going on? You have to watch them in the sequence that they were put out. Next, ask and answer questions. So you can better understand what you're reading by asking yourselves questions and then reading on to find the answers. I like to tell my class all the time that one of the most famous questions I like to ask myself while I'm reading is, what do I think is going to happen next? I like to challenge myself while I'm reading and make predictions about what I think is going to happen next. So I'll ask myself, I'll make the prediction, and then I like to keep reading to see if I'm going to be right or wrong. So next is cause and effect. That's what we're focusing on this standard mostly. Cause and effect. So cause and effect is the connection between events in which one event makes another event happen. The cause is the event that happens, and the event is the result of that cause. So for example, if I said the pollen makes me sneeze. Well, what was the cause of my sneeze? The pollen. What is the effect of the pollen being out? I'm going to just start sneezing. So next, we're going to talk about a text feature. A text feature is a heading. A heading is a text feature. And what it can help you do is it can help you find information quickly and easily within a text. You can skim really quickly, find a heading that is going to give you information about what you're going to be reading about, and then you can start reading there if necessary. Next is main idea. The main idea of a paragraph tells what the paragraph is mostly about. It often comes at the start of a paragraph. So usually with main idea, it's usually a sentence. A lot of people confuse main idea with theme, and theme is like one or two words. But a main idea can usually be found in the first or last sentence of a paragraph, and it just tells you what the paragraph is mostly about. Next, we have details. Details are pieces of information that tell more about the main idea. Then we've got some photos. Photos can help you understand something you've read by giving you a visual image of it. So, if I'm talking about a compass and you have no clue what a compass is, I can show you a picture and then you'll be like, oh yeah, that's what a compass is. And next we have photo captions. Photo captions tell the main idea of our photo. They let us know what's happening in the photo. So, two questions that we're going to try to answer today are, what are some different tools that scientists use to study animals, and why is it important to understand how we affect the world around us? All right, so let's start reading. I'm going to read the things on the side first, just so we know what we're looking for while we're reading. So, context clues. What two words in paragraph 2 help you understand, hang on. Excuse me. Help you understand the meaning of the word scoops. And then, let's see if I can find a pen. I'll just use this. Circle them, then circle the words that help you figure out the word predator. So we're going to be using our context clues to find the meaning of two words. And then for sequence, it says, underline the sequence words and phrases in paragraphs 2 that describe how the loggerhead turtle lays her eggs in the sand. So let's start reading about this loggerhead turtle. It is a summer night in Florida. The waves crash against the sandy shore. Suddenly, out in the dark water, a large shape rises to the surface and swims to the beach. It's a mother loggerhead turtle. The turtle clumsily crawls across the sand using her front and back flippers. She chooses a spot far away from shore. Then, using her flippers, she scoops out a deep hole in the sand. Move myself off screen for right now. She lays about 100 eggs in the hole. The eggs look like golf balls. Next, she covers the eggs with sand. The sand will hide the eggs from predators such as birds, raccoons, and crabs. Once the mother covers the eggs, she wriggles back across the beach and slides into the water. The eggs are now on their own. So we're looking for context clues that are going to help me figure out the meaning of the word scoops. And I see scoops is highlighted here. So let's look. Let's read around the word. It says, then, using her flippers, she scoops out a deep hole in the sand. Well, some of the words that's going to help me is deep hole. That lets me know that she's digging something. So this word scoops must mean digging. Next, look at the next word, predators. So often when we're looking at context clues, sometimes it'll give us a cue word to help us know that it's about to give us some examples. So this says the sand will hide the eggs from predators such as. Those two words such as are cue words for context clues. And that lets us know that some examples of whatever the word predators are going to be listed: birds, raccoons, and crabs. So if you don't know what predators are, these birds, raccoons, and crabs could potentially eat the eggs. So a predator is something that might try to destroy the nest. Next, we have our sequence words. It says underline the sequence words and phrases in paragraph 2 that describe how the loggerhead turtle lays her eggs in the sand. Well, if we look, excuse me, I keep yawning, guys. If we look here, it says then. Then is a sequence word. There's usually first, then, next, last. And another word that I just said here, next. All right, let's keep going. Ask and answer questions. What are some of the dangers hatchlings face after they're born? Underline the text that answers this question. So we're going to know that usually when baby turtles are born, they have to find their way back to the ocean, and they're going to face some kinds of dangers. This question tells me that this paragraph here is going to tell us what kind of dangers they face. Let's read it. 2 months later, the eggs hatch. Each baby turtle or hatchling has an egg tooth on its snout that it uses to break the shell. Once out of the shell, the hatchlings climb out of the nest and scramble toward the water. They need to be quick, however. Birds, raccoons, and crabs roam the beaches looking for a chance to devour them. Many loggerhead turtles will not survive. The lucky few that make it to the water swim away. So it says, what are some of the dangers that hatchlings face after they're born? Well, it says here that birds, raccoons, and crabs roam the beaches looking for a chance to devour them. They could get eaten. They were just born, and they could get eaten. So it says, what two words help you understand the meaning of the word migrate? Circle them. All right. Many years later, the female turtle returns to the same beach they left when they were hatchlings. The adult turtles migrate thousands of miles to lay their eggs on the same beach where they were born. Why do turtles migrate? How do they know where to go? Where do female turtles go after they lay their eggs? For many years, the migration pattern of the loggerhead turtles was a mystery. Then scientists developed different ways to track the migration of loggerhead turtles throughout their lives. So we're looking for two words that are going to help me understand the meaning of the word migrate because I do not know what this word migrate means. I mean, I do, but I'm going to pretend for this video that I don't. So migrate, let me look around it. It says the adult turtles migrate thousands of miles to lay their eggs on the same beaches they were born on. Well, let me think. These words, thousands of miles, that tells me that they're going to be traveling. And this word migrate kind of means that they're traveling. They're traveling to where they were born. They're going back to where they were born to lay eggs on that same beach. This heading, it says, read the heading. What do you think we will learn from this section? So just looking at the heading, before I even read, it says, where do they go? So this, I think that it's going to be telling me about where turtles, maybe where hatchlings go after they're born and then they reach the water. Maybe where mother turtles go after they lay their eggs. Or, it hasn't said anything yet about the father turtles. Where do they go? I think it's going to be letting us know or informing us about where specific turtles go after something happens. All right, so let's read it. Where do they go? Scientists have begun to understand more about how turtles migrate after they are born. Once the hatchlings reach the water, they swim away from the shore as quickly as possible. This helps them escape birds and fish hunting near the shore. The hatchlings swim for 1 to 2 days. They are then swept up into the Gulf Stream current. The current pushes the hatchlings north along the coast of the United States. The current is also filled with floating seaweed. The hatchlings spend many years feeding on and hiding in the seaweed until they become adults. By that point, they are too big to be eaten by most predators. All right, so this paragraph tells me where the hatchlings go after they are born. They're born, they struggle to get to the water, and they finally reach the water, and then it tells us what happens. Well, they go into the Gulf Stream and the Gulf Stream current, and then they hang out in seaweed until they're old enough and they're big enough to not be eaten by predators. It says scientists are not sure where hatchling loggerheads spend their early years, so they don't really know how they stay safe or where they spend the first few years of their life. All right, so it says circle the words that help you figure out the meaning of transmitter, and then it says steps in a process. So remember, steps in a process are what we call technical procedures. Think of when we talked about the steps to making a peanut butter and jelly, steps to building a snowman, steps to building chocolate cupcakes. So it says what happens first in the tracking of a turtle by satellite process. For the next 5 to 10 years, the turtles migrate across the Atlantic Ocean to Europe. They swim down toward the western edge of Africa. Finally, the current pushes the turtles back across the Atlantic. At the end of their journey, they have traveled 8,000 miles. They come back to where it all began. Could you imagine swimming for 8,000 miles? I think that's absolutely insane. A game of tag. Because they spend the majority of their time in water, loggerhead turtles are not easy to track. They also migrate thousands of miles to find food. Scientists have developed several ways to track these turtles. One way is by using satellites. Scientists attach a high-tech tag to the shell of the mother turtle. This tag carries a radio transmitter. When the turtle rises to the surface of the water to breathe, the transmitter beams a signal to the satellite orbiting Earth. The satellite then beams the information back to Earth. After a year, the transmitter stops working and falls off the turtle. All right. So let's see if we can use our context clues to figure out the meaning of the word transmitter, because I don't know what the word transmitter means. So this says this tag carries a radio transmitter. Whenever the turtle rises to the surface of the water to breathe, the transmitter beams a signal to the satellite orbiting Earth. So let me think about this. It says it mentions a radio, and I know what a radio is, but not the kind of radio that is in a car. I'm thinking more of like a radio, like a walkie-talkie. And then it says whenever the turtle rises to the surface to breathe, the transmitter beams a signal to a satellite orbiting Earth. So it's almost as if this radio sends a message to a satellite. So I'm thinking that a transmitter is like it's like something that sends signals to satellites. Could be. All right. Now, steps in a process. It says what happens first in the tracking a turtle by satellite process. Well, let's read that. Start by reading that paragraph again. It says one way is by using satellites. Scientists attach a high-tech tag to the shell of a mother turtle. I think that's going to be the first step. Because if you don't even attach the tag to the shell of the turtle, then you can't get any more information. Look at the map. Describe the route the loggerhead turtles take around the Atlantic Ocean. All right. So it says this map shows the migration pattern of the loggerhead turtles. This is how we read a map. So it shows that they go out here, they turn back around, they go near Africa, and then they go back to the Gulf of Mexico, and then they do that over and over and over and over again. So use what you can and describe the route. Satellites send information about loggerhead turtles to scientists on land. So this is what the transmitter on the back of the turtle beams information to. All right, I believe this is the last slide. Nope, a couple more. All right, so cause and effect. It says, why do you think scientists offer people a reward for returning the tags? And then ask and answer question. Why do scientists take blood samples from loggerhead turtles? All right, so it sounds like there's going to be a lot of information in these next 3 paragraphs. So let's go ahead and start reading. Scientists use a computer program to organize the information from the satellite and track the turtle. Scientists can see where the turtle is traveling. They can see how fast the turtle is swimming. Scientists can also find out where the turtle swims to feed. Another tracking method is placing a tag on a turtle's flipper. Each tag has a number and a message. The message asks people to return the tag to scientists for a small reward. Scientists use the tags to map where the turtles have been. A third way scientists study the migration of loggerhead turtles is by taking blood samples. They compare the blood from one turtle with the blood of other turtles to find out whether any of the turtles are related. Because turtles return to the same beach to lay eggs, turtles that come from the same beach should have similar blood. The blood samples can tell scientists where the turtles were born. All right, cause and effect. Why do you think scientists offer a reward for returning the tags? So, what would be the cause? What would be the effect of returning the tags? You would get a reward. What would be the cause of getting the reward? What would be the cause of getting a reward? You returned the tag. So in my reader brain, I'm thinking that that they pay people a small reward to return the tags because it's tracking them. If someone has a tag in their house, the scientists would be like, guys, this turtle is just chilling in this house and we don't know why. Let's go and try to find it. And then it says, ask and answer questions. Why do scientists take blood samples from loggerhead turtles? Well, it says right here, it tells scientists where turtles are born, where each turtle is born, and if they are related to any of the other turtles in the area. Cause and effect. What do you think might happen if people did not try to protect turtles? So turtle safety. Loggerhead turtles are endangered, and when we read about the giraffes, we talked about the word endangered. Endangered means that these turtles are in danger of losing their habitat and disappearing from Earth for forever. So, loggerhead turtles are endangered. This means that there are not many of them left. Scientists know that understanding the turtles' migration patterns will help protect the turtles. If people know where the turtles like to swim, people can watch out for them. Boats can be careful not to collide with the turtles. Knowing where turtles swim also tells scientists where turtles find their food. They can warn people fishing to be careful about where they cast their nets so they don't catch turtles by accident. Governments can also ban fishing in the areas where turtles feed. Scientists know more about turtles now than they ever did before. By using technology, they know that turtles migrate across the Atlantic before returning home to lay their eggs. By studying where the turtles migrate, we can help save them from going away forever. So it says, what do you think might happen if people did not try to protect the turtles? Well, I believe the turtles might disappear forever. They all might just die because people are hitting them with boats. People are fishing and taking their food supply. There are some people who might even go out and try to catch the turtles and keep them for themselves. So there's a lot of things that might happen if people didn't try to protect the turtles. Many turtles are accidentally caught in fishing nets. And this is one way that they could protect the turtles, because if they put a ban on using fishing nets here, then these turtles wouldn't get caught. All right, now, for your assignment today, you are going to go into Canvas and you're going to be reading the water cycle. After you read the water cycle, you're going to answer the 5 questions, and then you are going to type today's code word. Now, I haven't said the code word yet, but the code word for today is going to be turtles, since that's what we read about. So go ahead and just type the word turtles there, and then after you're done, you're just going to hit submit, and your teacher will be able to give you some feedback on your assignment. Remember to write in complete sentences, and a complete sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark. All right, boys and girls, have a great day. Hear from you tomorrow. Bye.